Define yourself. Will you impact the future? Will you lead the pack? Will you engage the world? Will you find the cure? Will you be the hope? So, will you? Come see how St. John students are changing the world every day. Visit us today.
It begins with our mission and values, a culture of innovation and collaboration, achieving a global perspective beyond the classroom, turning education and theory into practice, developing lifelong interests and connections, and striving to make a difference in our communities. Marist College.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to the 2021 EFG League Championship Series. My name is Barza Journey and my co-caster is Z-. And today we're gonna do the quarterfinal games. We have St. John's and we have Marist College. How's it going, Z-?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm looking forward to some hype matches, you know? I've seen St. John's play and looking forward to seeing them again.
Yeah, so we've seen these two teams play a couple times, and I know St. John's has a couple of crazy good players. I'm pretty sure they're starting out with alomamola, if I'm not mistaken, on the St. John side. And
alomamola.
Marist College. Who's Marist starting out with? I don't know if
I believe Luke.
Luke. Okay. Yeah, Luke. In these teams, after whoever advances, they're going to be going to the semifinals, which is going to be taking place next Saturday, which is also followed by the championship series that Sunday. So this is a pretty big deal for these teams, and I know, like any competitive person, they're all trying to fight however hard they need to make it to next week. So this has been about 17 weeks, if I'm not mistaken.
17 weeks.
17 weeks, like leading up to this point. So they're definitely not trying to lose right now. So it sounds like we're about to start these matches. But we're still waiting on Luke from Marist to join. But trying to remember what characters these guys play. I think, if I remember correctly, alomamola plays Nest. alomamola, maybe Nest or Joker. I think it might be a Joker. I think alomamola is a Joker.
Yeah.
And I remember,
and I remember it being Joker from a previous match. Yeah,
and and you don't see a lot of Joker on Wi-Fi nowadays, mostly because Joker relies a lot on these specific setups, a lot of inputs that require a lot of specific timings. So a lot of the players don't like to play Joker, and I believe, I also believe that Luke plays Cloud.
Yeah, I believe so too.
So what do you think about these two characters in that matchup, if we do see it?
Yeah, so Joker versus Cloud. It's weird to say. So Cloud is a character that's considered to be better on Wi-Fi, like their toolkit gets amplified, as opposed to Joker. I think in general, when it comes to the Joker and Cloud matchup, Cloud really has to watch out off stage. Down gun is really, really detrimental in that matchup. From Cloud's perspective, I would imagine that he would throw out a lot of hitboxes. I think when Joker's trying to approach, because when Joker does dash dance a lot, the hurt box tends to kind of low profile. So what Cloud has to do is essentially throw out those hitboxes, put him in that like little niche position so he can go for up air strings, maybe even back air spam. It's just a very like time-based matchup overall, I would say.
Yeah, and when Joker gets Arsene and he gets his Arsene recovery and it's a fly upwards, Cloud could actually down tilt Joker pretty easily because of how Arsene snaps onto ledge. He has a higher snap angle than some other characters. So it can lend himself to get punished a little bit easier. So this is it's definitely a matchup where Joker's hurt box shifting is a really integral part of his gameplay. And sometimes when you see characters, even like Cloud, right, even a character with good mobility, try to like air to air or anti-air Joker, sometimes those hurt box shifts really lend it to be pretty difficult to try to nail down Joker.
Absolutely.
The offstage game definitely going to be a big part of it.
Yes, certainly. And I think we're getting into this match here. So right here, are we going to see it? Alrighty, so we got the Joker versus the Cloud.
Yeah, Joker Cloud, and and we're starting on Smashville, and already you can already know that this is going to be a pretty explosive game. Smashville being a smaller stage, both these characters can put up pretty big damage pretty quick, so definitely exciting.
Yeah, certainly. Joker obviously being a character that benefits from platforms via the drag down combos, and then Cloud tends to cover a lot of space near the edge. If Luke can get alomamola close to ledge, he can definitely keep the pressure on. We're seeing that situation play out. All right.
Yeah, and already you already see the offstage gameplay come into place. Like alomamola immediately getting Cloud off stage and trying to punish with the down guns, but you see Cloud limit, he has Joker at the ledge, and he's almost about to run out, and he had to use that.
Yeah, it was put to good use. Like it puts shield pressure, knocked him off. Now you're in like a pretty even spot here.
And Luke throwing out a lot of these dash attacks, and that was probably the second dash attack we've seen from him that got punished pretty hard. And I don't know what happened. It seemed like a blue screen moment, but losing his stock first in an unfortunate fashion.
Yeah, really unfortunate here. Arsene able to get alomamola some damage here. All right, Luke in an offstage position, and we're starting to see those down guns being implemented. Luke is gonna have to watch out for that. Get back here to set off. Barely misses the limit.
And that was a good attempt by Luke with the blade beam and taking that with the forward tilt. And it seems like Luke right now is focusing more on the ledge trapping gameplay, and alomamola is doing a lot of the offstage, making Luke recover at weird angles. And already, like, alomamola is relentless right now at the ledge.
Jeez, look at that side. That side beat does so much damage. 21. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Another limits cross slash, and is that a catch on the jump?
Oh no! Okay, so he went for that forward air, and just when he did that, he got Arsene. Arsene actually has invulnerable frames when it activates, so that was just like a complete swing and a miss.
Yeah, it could have been a sticky situation for Luke. I like the idea with the edge guard, but obviously that Arsene still kind of hurt him. And now speaking of edge guards, we see a stock taken out from Luke. Good stuff to alomamola.
Yeah, so speaking of Joker guns, right? We always talk about the Joker down guns, but never about the circular guns. And that's when Joker does the neutral air and holds the button. And it actually has a pretty sizable hitbox. And in that situation, that almost covered every option.
Yeah, the F tilts set him off.
I like that.
Pretty close to getting a limit.
Yeah, I like that limit charge by Luke. Definitely just letting Joker do whatever they were doing off stage and got the resources. And with that, taking that stock, and that's good resource management coming out from Luke.
Yeah, we are seeing these side Bs come alive. The forward air into another side B. Oh my god.
Yeah. And now he might get two framed, and that was a good recovery by alomamola going up, because that he would have ran the risk of getting down here and losing his stock at like imaginary percents.
We're seeing some of that. Oh my god, was
that was definitely a clutch counter from alomamola. Okay, off stage. Oh no. Okay, how's he gonna recover? Yeah, and that was it. Alomamola clutching that out after the quick onslaught coming out from Luke, just regaining that lead, regaining the percent advantage, and then, like you said, the offstage game, and alomamola just those last 30 seconds just made it really bad, made it really bad for Luke to recover and took that stock.
Yeah, and we also started seeing some of that ledge trap play near the end from Luke that you were talking about earlier. They had the right idea in mind, but it just seemed like as soon as alomamola built up Arsene, that was all they really needed to bring back that deficit near the end there. We even saw that clutch counter at the end on the limit blade beam that could have killed alomamola.
Yeah. Yeah, and one thing I do want to see from Luke is that you've been seeing a lot of down air at the ledge coming from Luke, which is a good 2-frame tool, right? But I would much rather see him do a down tilt, which is a lot easier to time and a less of a commitment than doing a down air. And also can be more active depending on when you use it. So, something to definitely thinking about going forward if you're Luke trying to at least 2-frame punish Joker at the ledge. Yeah, and that's a really good edge bar coming out from alomamola.
Yeah. Are there any good 2-frame moves from Joker's end? I know Cloud can sometimes 2-frame dash attack, but I'm not sure about Joker.
Yeah, Joker can 2-frame down tilt with Arsene. Joker can also angle their forward tilt downwards. So it can hit the ledge really low and maybe once in a while a 2-frame. But the most and the Arsene down air. So those are the two big moves: the Arsene down air and the Arsene down tilt are the moves that can 2-frame. Right now we're going to small battlefield. What do you think of this big Marist?
So I would say there's some sharp contrast here from Smashville, obviously. You have the 2 platforms instead of the mid platform. Oh my god.
And yeah, that was the angle down forward tilt, we were just talking about. And Luke actually could have lived that. They used their air dodge a little bit earlier than I expected because they still had the jump. But yeah. And see, with that down tilt, it puts you in a much better position. And it's a lot safer to do and keeps you in stage control.
Yeah, and speaking of stage control, look at all this edge trapping coming from Luke here. Yeah, so this was the distinction that I wanted to build. So we have those side platforms. It's obviously a great place to retreat to, but also the space between the platform and the edge is a lot smaller compared to Smashville. So it leads to fancier ledge traps and it leads to high damage. And that right there is going to be a kill. Good stuff from Luke.
Yeah, dash attack being a really strong move and that you can do a neutral, send you up and away, and there has been a buff in previous patches. So as a burst option, it can be a bit useful, and especially when it comes to anti-airing attacks like Joker. Yeah,
we're starting to see those anti-airs come out from Luke here, but alomamola respecting it by doing the down gun.
Yeah, great recovery from Luke. Holding that air dodge all the way to the last moment. Sometimes you don't want to always commit to that air dodge early on, because then you're going to be putting end lag, and then you won't have that restress if you want to get to the ledge. So that's good stuff by Luke.
Ooh, is this going to be it? Good knockoff. Ooh, that was a smart gun.
I don't know why that gun sent him at that angle, but that was almost a Looney Tunes angle that sent him at. That was hilarious.
It's perfect.
And now he's stacking up the damage right now. Yeah, Luke is just trying to get back to center stage at all costs. Using that blade beam in that situation, I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah, I think it's going a little bit too safe. All right, good up the shield. Let's see what the play is here. Yeah, good ledge trap. Good ledge trap. That's going to be a good stock for Luke.
Yeah, and keeping it relatively close, right? Because once you start getting to that 100% range and you're down to stock, it can be a little bit difficult to come back. But only at 93% and you have limit, I feel like you could definitely make this comeback now.
Oh, definitely. But we'll see. Maybe Luke might have to save it for an offstage situation. No, just immediately uses it.
Yeah, just burning that limit cross slash. But still an advantage, and now Big Brother Arsene is here. Okay, big.
Already. Arsene on deck. Let's see what he's going to do with it. All right.
He went for an up smash at his shield. And Luke just didn't care. And Luke is playing really well against this Arsene. Oh, Arsene is almost out. And if he can survive this onslaught, this is looking pretty good for Luke.
All right, good side B, cross slash for the delay, but doesn't get back on stage. And the backer's going to take it. or forward air. I'm not too sure.
That was so unfortunate, mostly because Luke sensed that alomamola was going to be aggressive going off stage. And they tried to counteract that by doing a down air, but the down air just didn't come out fast enough to stop that forward air from hitting him and lost that stock. You know, maybe in that situation you could throw a fast hitbox like maybe a neutral air, right? But, you know, in the heat of the moment, you're just like, I need to land, I need to throw out my biggest hitbox to land, and it just alomamola just sharked him and took it forward air. So good stuff. Good stuff by alomamola taking that 2-0, and that means that that's 4 points on the board for St. John's University, starting off fast.
Yeah, that's definitely a good lead. I mean, granted, like it was last stock both games, so I'm sure Marist could definitely come back from it. Yeah, it's not too bad of a deficit. Could definitely come back.
Yeah, and one thing I was preaching about earlier when we were looking at some of these previous matches is that a big theme is a team going down early by a big margin and having to try to come back later on, and it puts a lot of pressure on the players anchoring the team. And even though that wasn't a big lead, it's only 4-0, right? So it could be worse. But it's still one of those things where the next two games are going to be really important for Marist, because you don't want to go down by that much this early, just to make it easier on your anchors.
Yeah, and with this whole stock system where each stock is worth a point, sometimes it's good to kind of put out your best players against some of like the worst players on the opposing team, just so that you do build up that huge deficit window. I know typically players like to keep the playing field kind of even, like they'll send like their like semi like best player versus the opponent's semi best player, and like they'll keep an even ground. But also sometimes putting out like your top players against your opponents like lower end players are good, because then you have like that build up in points, and that's super important, especially for like a setup like this, I think.
Yeah, and and I agree. And for these team captains, it's always about sequencing for your players and knowing where they would strive. Similar to like some of the crew battles that you see in some of these other Smash tournaments, it's that like player placement is one of the most important things you have to offer. And it's always about putting your players in positions where they're going to succeed. So, player placement is definitely a thing. But it looks like St. John's is going to send out No Meal, and Marist is sending out Anagram.
Anagram, okay.
Yeah, Anagram.
I think I've heard that name.
Yeah, we'll see it. Looks like they're going to Smashville also.
Smashville.
Okay. No, I'm not sure. But either way, those are two players that are going to be seeing on the stream. They're going to be joining shortly. But remember, everybody, follow EGF